right, guys, here we go in what could be the last game of our Team Arena Challenge 3 match today. We have our Zerg player getting 4 wins already in this best of 9. Can he close things out? It is Karont3 Esports Club's Vortex. And up at the top of the map in the red, we have our Protoss player from Empire. It is Mista. Everything depends on this guy.
Yeah, and we'll see if he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Certainly has an uphill battle. I mean, it's weird. This started off so strong for Empire as well. BCQD taking 2 wins, but then Vortex just coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, Vortex has just played great. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. He's played awesome in every game he's played so far. Mista's going to definitely need to be on his A game to be able to take out Vortex. This map is actually not too bad for either player, too. It's not a map that really favors Protoss or Zerg. It's definitely more of a macro map, as we've seen in the past. The third base for Zerg can be a little bit tougher to hold, maybe, just because of its distance from the main. But overall, it's going to be a pretty even match. It's just going to be a battle of skill.
One thing we have noticed on this map, and MC's actually exploited this a couple of times, is that players that try to play the 3-hatch no-gas style and then go into a little bit more defensive roaches into infestors a little bit quicker on, can get punished by big 7-gate blink builds. So
that's very true, yeah.
Yeah, Vortex is going to have to be kind of on the lookout for that, and Mista actually is going to opt for a Nexus first, already queuing up all the way to 18.
And no reason not to. I mean, if your opponent's not going for that early pool, you're not going to be under any early pressure. You might as well go for the Nexus before anything else. So that is a good decision, I would say, on his part. And he's also got a probe there. Oh, no, actually deciding to go for the Forge. He does also have a probe there blocking that hatchery as well. So, you know, where he didn't see the hatchery come down at the normal time, could be something that he was kind of mulling over. You know, will there be any early aggression? Oh, and the hatchery does get down just barely before the probe gets there.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides to pile this. It looks like he's
will.
planning to. I mean,
yep,
his opponent has to react with a few drones over here, and one is not going to cut it. He'll have to pull quite a bit off the line here or get those Zerglings over ASAP.
Yep, if the pylon is before halfway done, generally it takes, this is getting serious. I was going to say, if the pylon is under halfway done, it's usually 3 drones can DPS it down, otherwise you need 4. But you're not going to be able to kill all these pylons here, and there's a cannon going down right now. Yeah, this is the danger of going after this hatchery at the third base location first. Oh, and he traps the drone in there.
Aww.
Oh, beautiful play there. Oh, another cannon going down as well. And this is great. He's kind of playing a game of chicken with his Zerg opponent. He's like, all right, man, cancel your hatchery and I'll cancel my cannons. And he does cancel that one pylon.
Yep, and nothing's coming over to attack this. He knows the Zerglings are sitting over at the pylon, so we'll see how he reacts to this. And will he let the second cannon finish up or not? I'm not sure.
Well, I think that hatchery is going to get, well, he can't let that finish. He doesn't have enough Zerglings to handle this. He has to, well, he does cancel that. Okay, so there is only one pylon. Still not enough Zerglings, but yeah, the hatchery does have enough life that with another round of Zerglings, he should probably be able to kill it. Oh, but Mista knows that if he puts down another cannon, the Zerglings will not be able to do that.
Yeah, and it looks like finally this probe will go down, but I'm a little surprised that he decided to cancel this cannon, I have to be honest.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that Vortex didn't cancel his hatchery because it's so far away. I mean, he needs to make a lot of Zerglings to get there. The attack angle is not going to be good for the Zerglings to kill that cannon.
Yeah.
And Mista knew that. He's like, well, if I just put down another cannon here, it's going to be really hard for you to kill it. And actually, the Zerglings getting a little bit better surface area than I expected. Queen popping out too as well, but there are 2 cannons out here. Is it going to be enough? One cannon goes down.
Yeah, it looks like
here we go. More
actually
lings.
going to be able to retain this base. I mean, he loses a lot of lings to do it, but bear in mind, this was a 300, 500 mineral investment plus 2 canceled structures, 560 minerals, give or take, for Mista. So that's a huge investment on his part to be able to get this done.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he thought there was less surface area on that bottom cannon. It kind of looked like it from the way that it was kind of pressed up against the wall, but the Zerglings were able to actually get a pretty decent surround in the end. And so Vortex, you know, did have to use a lot of resources to take out this cannons and pylons, but like you mentioned, Mista had to spend a lot of resources himself to do that in the first place. So in the end, I think it's going to end about even. Yeah, worker count about even here. So we're kind of starting more or less from square one. The only difference is that we've got a little bit weaker third hatch for our Zerg player.
Yeah, I have to say, though, that I actually like Vortex's position better than I do Mista's, because I just don't understand why. I mean, I guess he just assumed that the hatchery was going to get canceled, but had he retained that second cannon, he actually would have been in a good enough position that he could have DPS down the hatchery before the extra Ling showed up. So a little bit surprised that that all happened, and now Mista is actually going to go ahead and Stargate out of this.
Well, cannoning in TVZ is, in PVZ rather.
Yeah.
You can't cannon in TVZ. In a Protoss versus Zerg is a very delicate business. You have to be, very sure that your investment is going to pay off, and sometimes it's not an exact science. I mean, it really seems to me like Mista thought that there was less surface area on that bottom cannon, which kind of led him to take that risk that he took, and it didn't pan out. So, we'll see what happens here. He's going after the Stargate plane now, as you mentioned. And it can be good on this map, but I honestly have always felt like this map is a little bit big for Stargate play, so we'll see how it works.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a concern. I mean, we do have a robotics facility following this up. No additional gateways quite yet, and +1 attacks is on the way, so maybe some sort of combination warp prism play in this as well as we move on. Phoenix is coming up now, not even producing a Void Ray to begin with, and Stalker chasing down the Zergling that's trying to get a scout, but nothing really else to report at the moment. 2 more gas coming down for Vortex, and he's going to be on 52 workers here in just a second.
No, the Robo Bay plus the Stargate is actually very interesting to me. I'm curious to see how he's going to plan on using all that. He's going to make Phoenixes with that, and then maybe follow this up with some Gateway and Immortal Pressure possibly too.
Well, it looks like gateways number 2, 3, and 4 popping up at the back of his main. So we'll see what he ends up going with here in just a second.
Yeah. Not making an observer, so.
No, has the gas to do it. Let's see, there's going to be, he's saving up for, there it is, Warp Prism. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So Warp Prism plus Phoenix play.
Yeah, and that's something I don't know if I've really seen that before. Warp Prism plus Phoenix play. That's. Can you remember the last game that you saw that in?
I just saw someone try this in GSL, but it didn't end up working out all that well because the Zerg player is still able to produce so much stuff that it doesn't matter if they lose a little bit because of the resource commitment you put into Warp Prism and stuff like that. I mean, you have to lock down and basically kill a base for it to end up being effective.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, you have to kind of think what exactly are the Phoenixes going to do in this. I mean, they only have the energy to lift, a couple things, right? And if your opponent has a lot of roaches and lings, and you've used resources on Phoenixes and not gateway units to make that attack that much more powerful. So it's an interesting strategy coming out from Mista right now, something we don't see very often, and we'll have to see if it works or not. There's also a Spire on the way right now, too, and if he is able to make a lot of Mutalisks, that's going to shut this down pretty hard.
And this Zergling did just see everything. Will it catch a glimpse of the Warp Prism as well?
Ooh, no, it doesn't. All right, well, there are some Phoenixes out right now. Spore Crawler's going down. 1 Queen there, getting focused. Not a lot that he can do about it. Does he have a Transfuse? No, he doesn't. He loses the Queen.
Yep, fortunately not. Looks like the second Queen is going to go down here in just a second. The Warp Prism, though, is going back home, so that's kind of interesting to note.
Yeah, well, I mean, he saw the units in the main base, and really this type of play works best when your opponent is at their natural instead of their main. So not too shocking that he decided to turn around and send that back. But still, it doesn't exactly help him. I mean, he's not going to be able to get anything done.
Do we have any other Queens reinforcing or moving up? No, we do not. So this is actually working out all right for Mista. He's done quite a bit of damage here. But again, this is still an incredibly significant investment for him. 6 Phoenixes is not chump change. And we have the Warp Prism on top of that. And we're going over to Colossi. And we're going over to Void Rays.
Vortex just made 7 Corruptors right now as well. I mean, that's going to handle those Phoenixes and the Void Rays pretty well. So if he combines this with a strong Roach Ling attack, that's going to be getting into the area where Mista's going to start to have to sweat a little bit and worry about this. This is going to be interesting. I'm actually a little bit surprised he didn't decide to warp in just outside the 3rd when he knew the hatch rate was so low, but he's going to be content with picking off some Queens. Oh, but here come the Corruptors. The Phoenixes need to make a run for it.
That's right, and 2 of the Phoenixes have fallen in total. There were 6 there a second ago, down to just 4 now on the map, and 4 more gateways being added on. This is going to be a total of 8 gateways with Robotics Bay. This is a big old fat all-in here. It looks like he actually stopped the Colossus production once he saw those Corruptors.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Colossi don't fare too well against Corruptors very often, so he's going to go for a 1-1 Immortal Gateway push with a Void Ray. Why not? And a couple Phoenixes thrown into boot. So 70 supply down for Mista right now. So he's going to have to kill things very efficiently with all the tech that he's made. He's going to be a little bit lower on sentries. Yeah, only 3 of them out right now, and they haven't really had time to build up a lot of energy. So this is all shaping up to be a very challenging push coming up for Mista, I think we can say.
All right, well, we'll see if Mista can pull it off. He does have a lot of excess resources. No real, I don't think there's a Twilight Council out. Yeah, so no charge or anything like that that would certainly, or blink. He's just going to need mass warpins of units here in a second because he has banked a lot of resources as well.
All right, well, here we go. I mean, the armies are out on the map. They're about ready to force each other. Good amount of Corruptors and Mutalisks out as well. So Vortex, if he wants to, can even harass just the same as he can attack. Here we go. A lot of Zealots in that composition, too. They are +1.
Well, we're just waiting for the eventuality of the actual engagement here, and he does throw down a couple of force fields, but unfortunately they're not all that good of a position. Throws down a second round. That one's a little bit better, but Zerglings are sneaking around the side. Roaches haven't really been able to attack yet, but yet nothing is destroying the Mutalisks, and the Corruptors are dealing with the Phoenixes quite efficiently. I don't think this is going anywhere for Mista, and Vortex looks like he is on the verge of all-killing Empire.
Yeah, I think he will. Only Immortals left, and they don't do too well. A couple Stalkers as well, but they are getting taken out so fast. 100 supply lead, and that is usually about the time we see the GG.
Wow!
Vortex.
No kidding, man. An all-kill of Empire. So he eliminated